All right, my little twinkle stars, ready to start the campaign?
Yeah, let's get this shit rolling. I mean, I've been itching to get my fucking quest on ever since Biden's old ass got us killed by the troll because Pontiff wants him to be his little lapdog.
Honestly, Joe, you better not pull some shit like that again or I'll cast Meteor Swarm on your old ass and say Obama drone strike.
I already apologized for all that shit, guys. Seriously, I'm sorry. I won't listen to Pontiff again. Besides, I got us pizza for the session. Jill ordered it herself, so dig in.
Joe, what the fuck is this? Little Caesars? We aren't poor like Obama's family when he was growing up. Why didn't Jill order Domino's?
Donald, I'd watch that mouth before CNN makes another story on your fake skin tone and shit-ass hair toupee.
Stop arguing, my little sweetie pies, and thank you, Joe, for this pizza. It's really yumsters, my little oogly bear. So to start us off, you arrive in the town of Verocus, a dark and gloomy town with thick smog hovering over its rooftops. The people dress in worn, baggy clothing with stitches usually around the knees or waistlines. The streets are always filled with mud, dirt, and trash, and everyone glares toward you with hatred for your clean aesthetic as you walk through the oval entryway. You stop your wagon in front of a tavern called the Rusty Nail.
I'll immediately search for the nearest woman and ask her if I can suck her hairy asshole.
Joe, shut the fuck up. I'll be leading this team since we can't trust you around women and children, and Obama might steal something.
I think logically we should enter the tavern and search around. I mean, we are in an unknown area to us, and hypothetically we can have enemies around every corner.
Holy shit, Ben, I forgot you were even here. But at least we have someone using logic instead of already acting like a complete retard.
Okay, so you enter the tavern and take a gander around. I need all my little sweetie pies to make a perception check.
I got a 12 and plus 1. That makes it 13.
I got a 16, and with my plus 2, that's 18. Clearly, I'm already better than you losers, so if you follow me, this will all go smoothly.
I got a 19, and with my plus 8, that's 27.
There is no fucking way you have a plus 8 to your perception check. I'm calling bullshit. You clearly cheated on your stats, just like you cheated in the election.
Shut the fuck up, Donald. You're just mad that... Oh, wait. Yeah, you're right. I did it wrong. Here, let me re-roll. A nat 1.
Yeah, you better wake up Sleepy Joe. We might actually need you since we're in the poor side of town, and we might get mugged. These peasants will listen to you, though, right, Obama? I mean, you come from some pretty harsh social economic factors. Also, Barack, why are you playing a female ranger elf?
I also got a nat 1, but in theory I'd hope my plus 3 prevents me from a catastrophic failure, such as what might fall upon Joe's misfortune.
I swear to God, Donald, if you keep fucking with me, I'll blow up the tavern and get us all chased by the guards.
And then it'll be like an episode of Cops. Something I'm sure your people are familiar with, right, Barack?
All right, my teddy wetties, let's calm down. So while my Whittle Joe and Benny Pooh can't see anything of interest inside the tavern, Barack and Donald managed to spot something. The tavern was packed full of various races, mainly shady bandits and bounty hunter humanoids who were conversing and cheering over spilling tankards of mead and ale. In the corner near the back, at a private booth, sat a hooded figure in dark robes and a toothy grin, which displayed dim yellow gums. He was smiling, as if simply entertained by the atmosphere alone.
All right, so me and Barack will go see what's up with Creepy Joe number 2 in the back. Biden and Ben, you go grab a few drinks and we'll meet at a table to talk about what we've learned. I know you won't survive long without me, but just do your best.
Okay, so as you approach the mysterious little scamp, he offers a hand, gesturing to the seats in front of him for both of you to sit.
Okay, so me and Obama will take our seats and ask him what he knows about any activity around here. I mean, he must know me already. I have the greatest tower in all the lands with gold-plated toilets and servants that are at my every whim. I'm just plain amazing. Some would say even the best.
He states that he's never heard of your legends or status.
Bullshit. I know he's lying since everyone's heard of the greatest barbarian there was. The trumpster.
I actually don't even take my seat. I'm going to go sit by the bar with Joe and see if we can get a few fine-ass honeys.
Of course, the first thing you want to do is drink. It's like an Olympic sport for you people. All right, fine. Go get hammered with Sleepy Joe while I do all the work as usual.
Okay, so the figure states there's been a string of murders near the town cemetery. He says he'll pay handsomely if you and your team goes to investigate the problem.
Perfect. I mean, he should practically pay me already because the job will get done at the snap of a finger. I'm the trumpster, I don't fail. I only get these fat dubs, heavy coin bags, and witches on my meat hammer. In fact, ladies like to call it my Trump Tower with hip-thrusting horsepower.
So the figure tells you he'll have payment ready upon your return. And so he stands up, making his exit out from the bustling tavern, his presence completely vanishing as if he was never there in the first place. However, Donald, you can see Joe seeming to start a bar brawl over a disagreement.
Yeah, Donald, can you help me? I tried taking a sniff of this one woman's neck and her boyfriend freaked out.
I'd appreciate if you could offer some assistance my way first. When Biden angered her boyfriend, his small chihuahua came around and bit down on my ankle. I tried shaking him off, but I failed my strength check.
Don't worry, Donald, I got this. I'll shoot 2 arrows in front of the assailants and tell them that if they don't let our friends go, the next 2 will go through their head.
What an original threat, Barack. Did you get it off a cereal box or were you watching Green Arrow, you fucking basic?
Quiet down, my little whippersnappers. All right, Barack, roll to hit the floor. You have advantage.
I rolled a 12, and for the second I rolled a nat 20. Let's get it, G-Dogs. We got this in the bag.
Your arrows fire out with a quick whistle before landing into the floor. It hits the floorboard so hard it sends its opposite end upward, sending both the brawler and his dog through the roof of the tavern.
That's how we fucking do it, baby. I knew I could rely on you for something other than stealing or maybe lowering our credit score.
I believe we should escape immediately. In theory, we technically started that fight, and if anyone reports us, we'd be prone to arrest.
Arrested? I can't be arrested. I'm too pretty for the big house.
Joe, we all know you're too old and fucking wrinkled for anyone to want you. I mean, touching you would be like fondling an orc's scrotum.
Fuck you, Donald. Let's just get the hell out of here.
So as you sprint your way outside, you can begin to hear a collection of voices around the corner alleys. The guards are fast approaching, but you were quicker in your leave and managed to make your way to the outskirts of town before you stop and catch your breath. Okay, my sweeties, what do you do now? What do you do?
Well, first off, I want to know if Donald managed to get any info from Joe Biden, number 2, that he was talking to.
Yeah, I was already going to get to that. Anyway, I got to say, I never thought anyone would creep me out more than Joe, but this guy managed to beat him in that department. But he said he'd pay us to investigate some old-ass cemetery where people have been getting attacked.
All right. Then I believe we need to investigate immediately. Perhaps there might already been someone in distress, and the faster we approach this issue, the more lives we will save. Maybe we might even save what little reputation we have after that brawl.
I agree with Ben. Let's get a move on.
Yeah, he's right. Besides, the faster we get through this, the faster we can get back to spending money on some nice ale. And maybe we can get girls that aren't underage for Joe.
Yeah, let's get our fucking quest on G-Dogs. We got this shit in the bag. I mean, we're a pretty lit team here. We got Obama, the fruity female ranger, Joe, the dementia wizard, Ben, the ego clown paladin, and then there's me, possibly the greatest barbarian of them all. I mean, who am I kidding? Everyone already knows I'm the best. I'm the trumpster, baby. The mightiest barbarian there is, was, and ever will be, motherfuckers.
All right. So my oogly bears managed to make their way out from the original exit in town. You follow a narrow dirt road that's clearly been neglected for years. You follow this trail for several miles before finally spotting a diverting path with a crooked wooden sign reading, Asher Cemetery. You shift off from the main path and follow down this road. Eventually, a light fog rolls along your ankles. The greenery of the oak wood trees around you turns to dead branches and twisted deceased redwood trees that extend toward the sky. Eventually, you see several skeletal remains protruding from the ground around you, and soon you begin to spot the dozens of headstones signaling the main cemetery grounds. You see off on the main hill a cobblestone house with a dim lantern light which was lit in the single window it held. You can begin to also notice the hoot of the owls around you and the caw of crows as the grim atmosphere begins to take hold.
I just shit myself. That was too spooky.